Is Obamacare giving doctors the squeeze? Many doctors say they will be paid less to treat more patients, and they warn that could lead to problems not only for themselves, but for you, the patient. Senator and Dr. John Barrasso joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so now the problem is the doctors.
The president's first broken promise: if you like what you have, you can keep it. We now know over 5 million people have gotten cancellation letters. The next is, he said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. We now know that millions of people are going to lose their doctors, including patients on Medicare, our seniors, because of the exchanges and the number of doctors who are being either left out of exchanges or left out of insurance plans.
All right. What's happening is that these insurance plans are throwing doctors out of their network. So if you want to go to that doctor, you have to pay out of pocket, which is not going to happen. Why do the insurance companies throw doctors out? Where do they get more money by throwing the doctors out of their exchanges?
Well, they can say we don't want to treat certain conditions. So if you don't have heart specialists, you don't have cancer doctors, you don't have high-risk neonatal pediatrics in the networks. And you know, we've seen now that whole hospitals have been excluded from many networks. The Mayo Clinic, Cedars-Sinai, children's hospitals in Seattle, in Houston, in St. Louis. So the doctors at those hospitals aren't going to be able to take care of those patients either.
And as a poll, I saw that on the front page of the Washington Post today. What some of the insurance are saying is that they want them not to go to the Mayo Clinic or Cedars-Sinai, that they want them to go to the community hospitals. And what they're saying is that routine care offered at cheaper community-based hospitals is often comparable to that of pricey academic medical centers. I will tell you that everyone I know wants to, when you're really sick, you don't want to go to a hospital that doesn't have a lot of experience. You want to go to a medical center where they do research and where they see this all the time. You don't want to go to maybe your community hospital, which might be great for certain things, but not for some other things.
Well, as you said, often, but not always. And always is the case when you want to make sure that people get the care that they need from a doctor they choose at lower cost. And it's somebody that's practiced medicine for 24 years, taking care of people in Wyoming. I know that there is a lot to be said for that doctor-patient relationship, knowing the patient, knowing the family. And this is just one of the president's big falsehoods, the things deliberately put in to deceive the American people to vote for this law.
Well, I guess if you go to some of these major medical centers, your care is going to be more expensive than if you go to a community center. So that's why the insurance company wants to ice out some of these major research centers that are more expensive, like the Mayo Clinic or Cedars-Sinai, so that you go to a local community, because whatever medical care you're going to get is going to be cheaper, meaning less for the insurance company to pay.
Well, and the way they set up the exchanges, if you want to have a competitive bid, it's still going to be huge sticker shock where people are going to hit with premium hikes on the exchanges. But the only way they've tried to keep those prices down a bit is to say, well, we're going to exclude certain hospitals that take care of certain problems, or exclude specific physicians. That's why it's so limited. And my people, after they finally fix the website and can shop on the exchange, you got to really kind of buyer beware. You know, trust but verify, not just the security of the exchange, but also what you're going to get. I think people are going to continue to be very disappointed by the statements that the president made that we know really weren't true.
Well, Senator Kelly Ayotte of New Hampshire was here the other night, and I think she said there are 26 hospitals in the state of New Hampshire, and 10 of them can't get on an insurance exchange, so that they will not, I don't know what's going to happen to those 10 hospitals, but in some way, I think in Concord, the main hospital in Concord, New Hampshire, you can't even go there if you have insurance. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, Senator, nice to see you, sir.
Thanks for having me.